The following is a podcast from a qualified senior care provider heard on the Answers for Elders radio show.
And welcome everyone to Answers for Elders radio network, heard across 40 different cities in the United States. And we are thrilled to be coming to each one of you, whether you're in your car or at home or sitting in hopefully a summer picnic somewhere, or having just wonderful times with your family over the weekend. And we are very excited this week because we're starting a very special program. For the next 4 months, our program is going to kind of do a really amazing transformation that we're going to have all positive, inspirational, wonderful content on physical, emotional wellness, and many more aspects of senior and caregiver wellness. And each month for the next 4 months, we're going to be covering 2 of the 8 foundational principles of wellness. And for those of you that are interested in what those are, we have it all linked on our website. You can call it, and it's a new program called the Vitality Revolution. So go to answersforelders.com if you want more information. But in the meantime, we have a very, very special guest. And this is someone that is a dear friend of mine. And I wanted to kick this program off with somebody that is an expert in not only physical wellness, but emotional wellness. And they're so in the Wheel, which is a study by the University of Colorado at Pueblo, they link physical and emotional as almost together. And I thought, who could best explain how physical and emotional wellness play together, but better than my friend Tracy Cromwell, who is an amazing nutritionist, fitness person, and she works specifically with seniors as well. And so, Tracy, welcome so much to Answers for Elders.
Oh my gosh, Suzanne, thank you so much for having me here. I'm very honored to be on your show. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You know, you have written a book it's called, I think it's My Personal Journey with Food. Is that what it is?
I have it right here, Your Personal Journey with Food. And it's a roadmap. This one was the roadmap to the confused and frustrated dieter, but it's actually a book that works for everyone. Mm-hmm. So yes, absolutely.
Well, and it's interesting too, because everyone reacts with food differently. Some people eat to comfort themselves in crisis. Some people don't eat, and they eat the wrong kind of food because they want something, or they are so busy they don't necessarily have time to eat because it's not a priority. And so they go through fast food, and then they wonder why they're overweight, things like that. So what do you find, Tracy, when this happens, I'm going to start you really went into this journey of becoming, into the wellness field. Yeah. How did you do that? What was your journey a little bit?
Yes. So I consider myself as a chronic yo-yo dieter. My first diet, I was 18, I think, or 17 years old. I just didn't understand really how food impacted me in terms of how I felt, how I was mentally or emotionally, or how food mattered. I just figured you put food in, you do whatever, and your body just should suck it up and just do. I just had a really bad relationship with my body and everything. It just should do it. And I remember being so frustrated when I was young because I couldn't understand why when I ate a specific way, or like my friends, that I gained weight. And so I just made it that it was my problem and my body's fault. And so I didn't have that connection. And I figured that why would anyone make food? Again, think back, this is the 80s. So I thought, why would there be food or marketing that wasn't true? So I was one of those, basically, I was totally into the marketing, totally front of the box, totally what they say on TV. And I believed that. And so I basically, over time, all that yo-yo dieting, that disconnection between me and this vessel that I'm blessed to get to live in, I finally ended up pre-diabetic. And I felt just like I was, another, another thing that I screwed up and stuff like that. And so So over that time, my doctor had said, well, all you got to do is just stop eating this and eat that. Well, that's easy to say. I think everyone knows what they need to do. We know what we need to do, but it's like, how do we get, how do we do it? And how do we make it work for ourselves? And so I yo-yo dieted my way out of pre-diabetes. And, but with that journey, I realized, oh my gosh, I did it in such a hard way, in a judgmental way. I thought, I don't want anyone else to have to go through it this way. So I'd always wanted to be in the fitness industry. And I'd always really was interested in nutrition and health in a weird way. I wanted to be a doctor when I was younger. And
Amazing.
yeah. And so it just kind of catapulted me into this, where I thought, how can I help other people manage, get through that journey with their food? They don't have to be pre-diabetic. They don't have to need to lose weight. They don't have to, but just how can they develop a relationship with their body and their food that makes it so they enjoy life and they can enjoy experiences.
What you're saying is so powerful, and it's so timely, because I was talking to a friend yesterday, as a matter of fact, and she struggled with high cholesterol for a long time, being a baby boomer. And of course, you go to the doctor and the doctor puts you on a medication, right? Well, it didn't do anything. So she found this book, and I don't even remember the name. That's terrible. But the thing is that she changed her diet. And not only is she normal now, but she's lost 40 pounds of this heavy weight that was on her body. And she isn't even trying. And she's having, she's loving it. And her husband has lost 27 pounds. And it's like, that's the thing when you're talking about, philosophy of dieting. Sadly, you go to a medical doctor, they're going to throw you on a pill if you have high blood pressure, or, or high cholesterol or something like that. Do you find that to be kind of a challenge?
Yeah, I think one thing I would love to see is if we could have integrative health and then Western medicine can connect more, because they're both important in some ways. Sometimes you just have to get on a medication because it's an urgent thing. I mean, you could have someone that their blood sugar is so high that even if we put them on a healthier diet, it's still going to take about a month to 2 months. But the great part is that if you can work with your doctor to say, hey, okay, let's start this, but I would like to change my lifestyle, learn how to change my lifestyle. So maybe I don't have to take these medications. And sometimes finding a doctor that is open to that can be a little challenging. But I think I'm learning we have to be our very best advocate and have a very, and be firm in that I would really like to be able to live without being on medication. And I was given that option. Okay, you can change this. Wasn't easy for me, but it's true. I think a lot of things we do in society today is we treat a symptom versus, okay, let's backtrack here. Why? How did you get here? What was the situation? And maybe like what you're going to be doing over the next 4 weeks, it could be all about your finances and the stress related to finances that is causing this behavior. And so until you find out the source, and that's
interesting what you say, because the wellness wheel that we have, emotional comes before physical. You were probably very in tune with that. Why is that? I'm curious.
Well, it's interesting. It's very interconnected, and we're learning more and more today of how the body speaks to the mind and the mind speaks to the brain, and that gut-brain connection. But emotional, you can do this test if you want to try and do something that takes strength. Okay, you can look at that. Oh, I need to lift a box, and you can be like, oh, I'm so weak, I can't pick it up, and your muscles will literally feel weak. And they will feel, and then I just saying that to myself, I just went, But if you sit there and say, I'm going to pick up this box. All right, muscles, we've got this strength. We can do this. And we're going to pick up this box. They will fire, and they will get that energy. I teach that to my personal training clients. I test them out. I want you to pick this up both ways, and then we go from there. Yeah.
So Tracy and we are going to be with you for the hour, and we're talking about physical and emotional wellness, and your personal journey with food is Tracy's book. And certainly we'll talk a little bit more about that and integrative, all of these things that we're talking about in wellness. And we'll be right back right after this. Thanks. We at Answers for Elders thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.